Alrighty. Hello, everybody who may be here already, may not be, I don't know. And obviously, hello to any future VOD viewers. So, I wanted to play something that. Okay, let's fix the volume preemptively. I wanted to play something that. It's interesting because I like this game. I'm not gonna say it's like a great game because I think there's a lot of things that I kind of hate about it, but I really love. Oh, got an achievement. Sure, why not? I like this game a lot. I really do. It's incredibly enjoyable in spite of its flaws. It is most enjoyable with a friend. Although it's also harder with friends because if you play, so let's show you here. So see how it says connection type offline. Which, by the way, I just have to point out so that nobody gets their hopes up and then hopes destroyed. This is not really available on Steam, but it also kind of is. But you have to have already gotten a code somehow. So I'll tell how I have this game because I used to have this on Xbox 360, and that's what my experience with it was. And I was getting very nostalgic over the years, and I wanted to play it again. A buddy of mine had it on. My brother. I always call him out when he shows up in the chat. My brother Yeti Pickles. He had this on Steam, but there's no way to buy it on Steam currently. And I was like kind of bummed out because I was like, fuck, if I had that, like we could play that. And then it turns out he had a code to it that he got in like a Humble Bundle or something, like at some point in the past. And he was just like looking through his codes and he was like, wait a minute. And then, and then we were just talking and then he just sent me the code to fucking Lost Planet 2. And I was like, this magic! My brother! And I was so fucking happy because it was like, oh my god, I didn't think this could happen. And it was just like, that specific circumstance, I was able to get it through the kindness and bulk purchases of my brother. So yes, that's why I have this. But anyway, okay, connection type is offline, right? So if I create a game and I pick easy difficulty, I'm going to use this for reference, right? If I pick easy difficulty, I have in my head exactly what to expect. Now, if I switch that to, Games for Windows Live, which does work, by the way, me and him have tested this. This game, you can get all these games to work, they just don't sell them, and that's very annoying because it's like people can fix them, and by not selling them and still not fixing them, they're just kind of like locking it away, and it's depressing. But anyway. So yeah, when you switch the connection type and you make an easy game, even if no other players join you, it's just harder. In certain ways that like it becomes extremely noticeable. Now, one of the ways I think is the T energy consumption seems faster. I think that's one of the things that I noticed. And the other thing is that I think sniper type enemies become considerably more lethal. The game just becomes a lot more irritating in general. The thing that is unfortunate about this game is I love this game. I find it very fun and like insane and wacky and goofy. But there's a lot of like gameplay things that are just irritating. So I might point some of them out while we play. We're just gonna play on easy. This is just gonna be for the fun of it. I'm not trying to fucking prove anything today. I've beaten this game in my 360 days on like higher difficulties and stuff, and God, it wasn't fun. So we'll just we'll just play offline mode. We'll start from the very beginning as my custom character. I used to have like everything unlocked on the 360 version. I haven't done that on the PC because that took a lot of time. So we ain't there. But I do have a bunch of stuff. Lost Planet is an interesting series to me. I'm not going to watch the cutscenes, to be honest. Um, I don't think this game is necessarily best played for its cutscenes or story. But yeah, Lost Planet is interesting to me because I don't know. Like, the first game was kind of cool when it came out. I remember playing a demo for it and being like, "Whoa, this game." But I am sort of at odds with Lost Planet in general because I don't love. How do I say this without it just sounding bad? I mean, maybe there is no way. I don't like the sort of Japaneseness, the anime nature of some of like the conventions of like those kinds of art styles that appear in this game. The most I can usually tolerate with that kind of stuff is like Metal Gear Solid. And even then, sometimes some of those sorts of elements are a little like over the top for me, or like weird and awkward because I feel like there's a cultural barrier where they don't really translate, especially if you don't like watch anime or something. It just often kind of sticks out and seems a little weird. But we don't need to max out on energy here. But yeah, so there's stuff like that that's a part of Lost Planet that I don't necessarily love it for. Some of it's a little too on the wacky side for me. But still, ultimately, it's pretty fun. There's some really cool visual elements to it. I really love a lot of the designs of, like, the vital suits and the acrid monsters that you run into. Some of them are quite interesting looking and very cool in their designs. This is my favorite of the 3 Lost Planet games, for sure. Part of that is because of its structure, in that you like are encouraged to sort of play the game multiple times to get the credits and stuff, to unlock fun stuff to customize your character. Like, I like that stuff. I like those kinds of features in a game. Anything that makes me like compelled to play it more, I like that, right? That's something I want out of a game, especially back when this came out, where I would sometimes get a game and that would be my game for a while. Now I have so many games on Steam like accumulated that it's not really as much of a concern that each game is as beefy as possible. But still, I think there should be a certain amount of beef encouraged. I don't know. That sounds weird when you say it like that, but yeah, I really liked this game. Kept me playing for a lot of time. I never bother opening these. I know I can. I just don't. But fuck it. We're playing on easy. We're gonna have tons of how do I use it again? Sorry, I'm gonna have to remember the controls. Well, not like that. How do I? Okay. How do I? Oh, there we go. Oh, I opened it already. Shit. Well, I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Okay. Yeah, there's just little features about the game. Like, I love, like, the grappling hook. I love, like, setting up data posts. There's just some things about the game that just feel good when you're playing it. At least to me. Some of the set pieces are great. Doing the train sequence with the train that has, like, the railgun. Doing that with friends is so much fun. It's very chaotic and crazy. It feels like everyone's doing something interesting. If you're like strategizing and being like, okay, you fire the gun, you get shells, you keep the train repaired. It's just like really fun. the what am I trying to say here? The thing that like confuses me about my own feelings about Lost Planet, honestly, um, it's like if the first two games didn't exist and the third game was the beginning of a new IP, I think it would be not kind of treated as harshly. Um, I still don't think it would be a good game necessarily. Like, not one that like people would be like, yes, this is going to be a classic or something. But I don't know. I feel like it would have been received better than it ended up being. Um, it's unfortunate because I think the third game is not like all terrible. I've heard some people describe it as just being like absolute trash, which I disagree. I think that's harsh and over the top. Um, but I get it. It's like totally different than the other two games in terms of its tone. Um, but I like the idea of it, and it's almost a shame that like there isn't some way to like kind of salvage it or redo it in a way that would work, I guess. Oops. Okay, it's Y. Okay. Because when it comes to the third game, like I like the concept of like colonists, go into a planet, and it's got sort of like a frontier aspect to it, where it's like, okay, these are like kind of normal people, so to speak, and it's not like this crazy military operation of like massive industrial whatever. It's like just like space workers of kind of like more humble origin. Now it turns out like, yeah, there's like special interest in what's going on with of course the big bad evil corporations and whatever, but like the feeling of like the opening parts of the game where I don't know, it just feels kind of grounded in a more realistic tone. I kind of like that, and I want that kind of experience, just not necessarily, you know, certainly not as a whoops, that's absolutely not what I want. Not as like a follow up, right? Like making that as oh shit. Okay, that hurt a lot more than I was expecting. Um, having that game be the follow up to this game is like a weird misstep, I think, fairly obviously, because it just tonally doesn't connect at all. It's like, what? You're gonna try to make this grounded and like more character driven now? It just seems like kind of like I don't know. It's one of those things. I was thinking about this recently. I can't remember what it was about. I was actually talking to my buddies about it. This thing that'll happen where like something will get popular, right? To a certain extent, maybe not like the biggest thing ever. And then whoever's in charge, calling shots, will have the idea that like we should get this to reach a bigger audience. And in doing so, they completely betray the audience that got them the attention in the first place, because they change it too radically. But then also what they end up with is not interesting to the alleged new audience. So it's like, oh, so it was just all for nothing. Like, you guys ruined your own thing, and not even the audience you were trying to reach likes it. So cool. I'm trying to think of a good example. It has happened, of course, but I'm trying to think of a perfect example where whatever the follow-up to a certain thing was just completely didn't understand what made the original incarnation possible. I'd be curious to know why Lost Planet 3 took the direction it did. And I don't mean like, like a suit telling us why. I want like the genuine truth of like, if there was maybe some kind of shitty motives, I would love to know that or something. But I think probably it is just as simple as like they were trying to appeal to a Western audience or something. But like, they already had a Western audience that did like it for what it was, you know. I remember this one though, Lost Planet 2. I remember this getting bad reviews when it came out. Or at least not good ones. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and say bad, but I remember it having like low scores on different like websites and stuff. And I find that interesting when I play it now, because I still find it very enjoyable. I don't think I could ever consider this like a totally bad game or anything. Because here's the thing, I try to stay free of nostalgic influence. I know the streams are called Nostalgia Stream, but that's like, just the mood of playing stuff that is nostalgic. However, something being nostalgic is not enough to save it from my criticism, or indeed my hatred, because I've had things where it's like, oh, I haven't watched that movie in a long time, since I was very young. Let's watch it again, and then I do, and I hate it, right? Like, that has happened. Like, no question. I'm trying to think of a movie that happened with. There's definitely some games that I used to like, and I just can't play them now. So, fuck, I'm trying to think. What is a good movie example? my mind's totally blanking. Well, okay, hate isn't necessarily the word, but definitely like a massive letdown compared to how I kind of remembered feeling about the movie. The movie, which I think is a Paul W.S. Anderson movie, who is very much tainted forever by those Resident Evil movies. I don't think he was ever really a great director to begin with, but God, I've seen clips from like the later Resident Evil sequels, and they just look so stupid, and not in a way that I want to see, to be honest. Because I know people give him slack for like Event Horizon, but I don't think Event Horizon's that good. There's a lot of stuff that holds it back from being like really even a decent horror movie. It has positive strengths that I think people give it a lot of credit for, right? Like, too much. Like, yeah, Sam Neill is great, and Lawrence Fishburne is always cool. I'm not gonna, like, let that just carry a whole movie, right? The movie also has to be, I don't know, good. Anyway, I'm not here to rant about Event Horizon. I just think it gets, like, undue love in like a cult classic sense when I don't see it, to be honest. I don't think it is warranted. I mean, it's fine to like the movie, but I think some people are just like really over the top with it. Wait. Oh. I didn't know there was more people over here. But yeah, Paul W.S. Anderson. I hope I'm getting the right guy. I think there's like a Paul Anderson, there's Wes Anderson, there's Paul W.S. Anderson. So I think Paul W.S. Anderson's the poopy one. The one that I'm talking about, at least. He directed a movie called Soldier. I don't know how many people know about that movie. I don't often see people like talking about it in particular, or I don't think it really ever really was all that popular. But I remembered liking it when I was a lot younger, and then I did not see it for a great many years. So then, when I was older, I think it must have been on streaming somewhere that I was subscribed to at the time. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, let's watch Soldier. Like, Kurt Russell, let's do it, right? Like, I love Kurt Russell. The unfortunate part about Soldier, mostly he doesn't talk. That's part of his character. he does a good job considering that he gets very few lines in the movie. One of his lines being, when somebody asks him, "What are you going to do?" and he says, "I'm going to kill them all, sir." That's a good one. But the movie is kind of flat, to be honest. A little boring. I feel like more artfulness could have been done in terms of like the cinematography and plenty of other aspects. I don't know. Soldier, as an adult, I felt very, very disappointed by my own childhood memories of it. When I saw it again, I was like, oh, well, this isn't as fun as I was hoping it would be to come back and watch this. Yeah, I know the same thing has happened with video games, but I'm struggling to remember which video game I can think of that's like that. I have video games that I have a weird nostalgia for in spite of their badness. And when I say that, I mean like these are games that I think I didn't like even back when I was young and playing them originally. But still, for some reason, I was like, I want to play it again. One of them being the Blade PlayStation 1 game, which is not good. It's awkward to control. I think you could make an excellent Blade video game. I'm going to say that right now. With modern-day graphics and animation technology, you could make a really fucking wonderful Blade video game. You really could. Excuse me, shit. Unfortunately, I don't know if, I don't know, like, I feel like even if a company takes on that mantle, I feel like for some reason they're not going to do it, like, they're not going to do it well. Potential is fine and good, but I feel like potential is so often squandered. But like, I don't know, the type of game that it is, the PlayStation 1 game that I'm referencing, I don't know, when I was a kid, I was like, okay, this sounds perfect, right? Blade's cool, he's awesome, he's got a fucking sword, he fights vampires, he's got guns, like, what more could I ask for in terms of playing a video game, right? Clunky controls is a big barrier. I might even play that on one of these streams, although I might not call it nostalgia stream because I don't think that would be appropriate necessarily. But yeah, it's just it's not a great game. And also, I felt very disappointed because the design of Blade on the cover is obviously supposed to be looking like Wesley Snipes as Blade, right? So as a kid, I think just seeing that, I was thinking, okay, like, obviously he's going to voice the character, right? Which, goes to show when I was a kid, I was probably naive, or I didn't understand how things were handled in, like the video game industry and shit. So yeah, when I played the game and it obviously was not Wesley Snipes, I was disappointed. And obviously the character Whistler is not played by Chris Christopherson. Yeah. I'm kind of impressed. Not that I was able to remember his name necessarily, but that I was able to conjure it, because I feel like, no shade against Chris Christopherson, but I don't think about his name very often in my life. So I'm impressed I was able to think of it. Oh wait, no, we don't touch those right now. Oh yeah, there's a little vital suit in here. Oh, you know what? Okay, here's a game that I liked more as a kid, for sure. And I don't think I'll ever be able to stomach enough of it to, like, finish it. Because I have Duck Station, I have all my classic PlayStation 1 games that I used to play, all set up and ready to go, because obviously my original PlayStation 1 hardware is out of the fucking question at this point. I say obviously, but like I'm sure some people have perfectly fine working PS1 setups. Mine shit out a long time ago, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I have DuckStation. I have everything that I used to play set up, including the games that weren't really necessarily good. But I don't know, it feels like right to have exactly the library I had, even though, like I said, I wouldn't necessarily enjoy playing all of the games now, but several of them I think hold up. I think Medieval was a lot of fun. I'm really bitter about the fact that they made that PlayStation 4 remake and did not make it available on anything else. That sucks, because I don't want to play on my PlayStation 4, for fuck's sake. Put that shit on PC. But Medieval is a game that's near and dear to my heart. Spyro, of course, is wonderful. I love Spyro the Dragon. The first one, specifically, I actually did not play the other games when I was young. I can play the remakes of the first two sequels. I've played the remake of the first game a few times, because I love Spyro a ton. What am I trying to say? I feel like I like the PlayStation 1's soundtrack just so much. I was so happy when I realized that it was either back on Spotify or on Spotify for the first time. I'm not sure. But for a long time, I would look every so often to see, like, is Spyro PS1 soundtrack on Spotify? I really like some of those songs, especially Toasty. Toasty is a good track. For those of you curious, I would recommend checking that one out for certain. Oh, fuck. Where's the, I think I might hit it with the grenade. It's like a little ball thing that controls these. Let me see if I can... There we go. Or, no, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to blow that thing up. Alright, anyway. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid, of course. In my PS1 library. Oddworld and its follow-up, Abe's Exodus. Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus. Both very fun. Oh, a game that I used to like, I have never beaten, because I think even with a strategy guide, it's very confusing and weird. So I just never finished it. I could probably finish it with like a video guide. But yeah, I never have. ODT, Escape or Die Trying. It's a weird game. I find it fascinating. It's very strange. There's a lot about it. This is very odd. But like in interesting ways. However, it's not the most fun game to play. It's absolutely flawed. And, in spite of my fondness for it, yeah, I don't know. I do find some parts of it just to be supremely aggravating. Oh, wait, I need to turn the stupid things on. I thought they were on and I had to defend them. I'm running on grogginess. I was about to say low energy, but I mean, it's not technically the problem. I have energy, it's just not working yet. Come on. Am I missing one? No, I guess not. I'm gonna climb up here. I think there's a data post at the top. Excuse me. Oh, okay. I would never say that I loved this game, but I remembered liking it more than I do now. Oh, they turned off some of the fucking things. God. I can't leave them unattended for like 1 second. Otherwise, these little fucking bastards come out of the woodwork. Yeah, the game that has suffered in my eyes to an extent where I never want to touch it again. Genuinely. And remember, it was never good in the first place, but like my threshold for what I'm willing to tolerate has changed enough that now it's like too far for me. But Kane and Lynch 1. I can still play Kane and Lynch 2. It's not the worst experience, and it's also very short, so even if I'm starting to get like annoyed with it, you know, I can come out on the other side very quickly. But the thing about the first game is the gameplay is just so shitty, so crusty, and the boss fight against like the bulldozer or whatever it is, anyone who's played it probably fucking remembers that. Very annoying, very aggravating, so that definitely hurts playing it. The thing that frustrates me is like I think the story and like even like the voice acting and stuff, you could salvage that if you put it into a better game. The only thing is I think that Kane and Lynch has like no reputation, so I don't think anyone in the world would want that. Now, in my opinion, I think there's something to be said for like remaking something that wasn't that good and just making it better. Because, I mean, good things, although it's fun to have remakes, they don't necessarily need to be remade because they were good anyway, right? I think something that's more mediocre or even bad, you could remake that and make it into something like genuinely good, right? I think there's value in that. But I think the way some people kind of think about things, they wouldn't necessarily see it that way. They'd be like, oh, that's shit. Why are you remaking that? But like, seriously, give the IP to Rockstar or something? I don't know if it'd be worth their time, but like, they could make Kane and Lynch good. They really could. I know they could. With the writing and like the way that they would probably like script out cutscenes and stuff, you could have such a good crime story out of that. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, God. That could be really fun. Hell yeah, we want to open some boxes. Wait, what happened? Oh, I think when I opened the boxes, I just got credits. Okay. Hi, Bootsy. Hey, kitty cat. Oh, the mission's just started. Shit. Okay. Yeah, another major difference, talking back about the game I'm actually playing, between the difficulty that I was mentioning, between like offline mode and multiplayer mode. The harmonizer, which when you run out of life, your harmonizer is what heals you using T-energy. The thing about that is it functions at a very different pace between the two difficulties. So when you're playing in solo mode, it's significantly harder to die because of the way the harmonizer kicks in like much better. I think it heals you faster and works faster when you're not like when you take damage. The time that it takes to recover that health is just significantly faster. I'll take a rocket launcher this time. So yeah, the experience changes quite drastically when you play it in multiplayer. I still like playing it with a friend, but it is considerably more obnoxious in certain parts of the game. Because the game has annoying things anyway. Like, one thing that hasn't really been much of an issue yet, but becomes one, depending on, like, where you are in the... My god. Depending on where you are in the game and what you're fighting. Oh, piss off. There's enemies that can knock you over, and they can do it, like, a lot, especially if there's, like, multiple of them. And that just gets, like, super annoying when you're just getting, like, thrown around, and sometimes it feels like you just literally... You just have to wait until they're done doing that to you. And that's no fun, right? Where it just feels like, okay, I'm just at the mercy of the game now, and there's nothing I can do to fix the situation. That's never a fun feeling. So, you know. By the way, I'm just kind of strolling here. We're not trying to like get as much score as possible. You know, I'm not looking to get like, oh, I want S ranks or whatever. It's just like I'm just having fun here. Because there are some games where it's just kind of like nice and like cozy to just sort of stroll through. You know, not because like, you know, I'm treating it like a video game as much, but more like just like a lot more passively. Maybe some of you can relate to that feeling that I'm describing. It's just like, oh, this, yeah, I'm just having a mellow little time here. So. Yeah, I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again, because just because I've talked about it before doesn't mean everyone heard me talk about it, obviously, especially since I'm a lower-end YouTuber here. But something that is the case with me very much is I associate playing games, depending on the circumstances, with other things that were happening at the same time. So there is quite a few games that I associate music with because there was like a very particular time. Oh, these fucking things are here. No, don't go down there. That's annoying. I can't capitalize on his ass being vulnerable. That's an interesting statement, Brandon. You want to fucking say that again? Haha, I knew the data post would shield me. Not from that, though. Yeah, get fucked, idiot. What was I talking about? I forgot. Oh, right. Okay, so yesterday I streamed Dungeon Master, which is deeply in my brain for reasons that like are exclusive to me. I deeply associate that game with the Rammstein album Herzeleid, because when I was in middle school playing Dungeon Master, I had the album Herzeleid on CD. I also had Sehnsucht at the time. I think this was maybe before I got Mutter, though. But I had like I had a boombox in my room. It was my sister's, and I remember designing maps for Dungeon Master Java and listening to Herzeleid on the boombox. So I always think of that album when I play more Dungeon Master. Now, I suppose I'm lucky in a way, because I know some people will have very negative associations with music sometimes. Because, you know, like, oh, this song reminds me of my ex, right? Like, that's something I've heard before. Somebody, they just can't listen to this song anymore because it reminds them of their ex or something bad that happened. Even though I should have those associations, I don't. And I feel kind of lucky for that. Because, yeah, I have songs that probably should be tied to negative memories, but they're just not. And I'm pretty happy about that. Because how like, fortunate is that in my case? Because I don't have any music that I've had to abandon for such a reason. Because that would suck. That would really suck. I mean, there's a song that I absolutely should probably feel, at the very least, uncomfortable listening to, and I just don't. And I'm happy about that. It's Down in the Park by Two Boy Army / Gary Newman. Great song. It was the sort of backing to one of the more unfortunate moments in my life. And it has never affected the way I feel about listening to it, so I'm happy about that. Alright, here we go. First, like, proper big Acrid. So let's, oh, damn. Come on. Oh, shit. God, I suck. Damn it. He keeps, okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. There. Yeah, take it in the eye, you fucking prick. I'll shoot his arms with my gun, because I just keep missing with the stupid rocket launcher. He wiggles around quite a bit. And with the travel time, it's just like, not really. I might actually kill him before then, to be honest. Didn't even have to shoot off his arms. Come on. Ah, the benefits of playing on easy. Or you know what? It's just, there you go. Get fucked. Which, this is one of those situations where I think this boss fight just is so annoying when you're not playing on easy. Because, the arena is set up basically for him to knock you into the water super easily. And I find that so annoying. Like, I don't want to... I don't like fighting a boss where the environment is like the part that makes the boss dangerous. You know? There's something incredibly infuriating about that. But we killed him quite fucking easily, and now we can just move on. So, yeah, we're almost to the end of this segment as well, I think. I think all my weapons and stuff get taken away from me in a minute here. Which I hate. I feel like if I'm still playing as the same characters, that I should just keep the weapons. You know, I like VSs in this game. They are fun. I usually feel like I don't need them, except for certain times. So, yeah. I'm just leaving them back there, which is perhaps crazy to some people. Although this, I mean, come on. How was I supposed to ignore... It didn't seem like it did as much as I was hoping. Yeah, the radius isn't as big as I thought. Oh! Excuse you. Oh, he's just carrying the VS rocket launcher. Okay, that's funny. I was like, whoa, dude. Break the boxes. You know, back when I played Kane and Lynch, I know I just kind of jump around from topic to topic. Sometimes seemingly at random, but you know, I was thinking because at one point, I don't know if this was ever like legitimate. I don't know if this was ever actually in the works. There was this rumor, at least, that Bruce Willis and Jamie Foxx were in talks for doing Kane and Lynch. I don't know if that's even true. I just remember hearing it. And I remember thinking, like, okay, Bruce Willis, maybe, I guess, I don't know. I kind of, for myself, I was thinking, Wow, Ed Harris. Like, Ed Harris, I could picture him doing Kane, you know? Like, more around that time. Maybe even a couple years earlier. I don't know how old Ed Harris would have been at the time. But I can picture him, like, doing a fucking excellent job. I really could. So I feel like that's kind of an unfortunate missed opportunity that, like, that could have been great. What is down there? I guess there's just dumbass Acrid lost in the fucking soup. Anyway, let's just get out of here. Yeah, I like Ed Harris. I think he's great, and I would say that he would have been a really good live action representation of Kane. I think his acting would have definitely done a good job. Bruce Willis back then maybe could have done it, though. I don't know. Jamie Foxx, I know there's people that were obviously, when they heard that, they thought Jamie Foxx as Lynch. And I think there's two things that I don't like about that, and neither of them have to do with race. One of them, Jamie Foxx is too handsome. Like, we have to cast appropriately in that respect. I don't think you want to take a character who is, like, a very unappealing looking, like, balding, mulleted fucking lunatic, right? And make him, like, a handsome guy when you adapt him. I don't know. That seems like my bigger concern than whether they're the same fucking race or not. Because in my opinion, I think people are too obsessed with characters in live action adaptations looking exactly like they should necessarily. So people get upset when, like, you know, there's like a race swap or whatever. I don't necessarily care. What I do think, though, is that when it comes to, like, a character that's like a comic book character with, like, I don't know, decades of identity or something, I feel like the reason why I personally would look down on, like, an obvious racially swapped casting is that I feel like, I don't know if, like, I shouldn't be talking about this or something, but I don't know. I don't think my take is too crazy here. I feel like, you know, other people, other races of people deserve their own fucking characters, right? Like, is that the best that, you know, these companies can do, is to just say, well, writing a new character is too hard, so we'll just make this character, we'll just change them, right? It's like, make them their own character, you know? Like, make more fucking characters. You can, right? How lazy can you be to just, like, not take that extra effort and make a character who like fits the casting and, like, the identity? I think that would be better for everybody, right? I don't know. Again, I don't know. It makes me feel weird talking about it because I feel like some people might look into that kind of unfavorably. Which I don't think I have a crazy take in that respect, honestly. I think it makes perfect sense to want better for people than just, like, lazy and you know, make real characters too. Like, don't just make, oh, it's this guy. Basically, it's the same exact thing as another character, except this time he's a different race. Make a real different character. Go the mile. I'm sure audiences will appreciate it. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like there's some characters where it's like they're just too similar. Disregarding the race conversation for a second, there are some, like, comic book characters where they're just too similar, and it's like, you don't need both. Think harder. Make a different character that's more different. Like, if there was just two characters in the same universe, I get, you know, maybe not necessarily directly comparing characters that wouldn't show up in the same movie or something, but, like, I don't know, if there was, like, The Flash and then also Run Fast Man, and there was no difference between their powers or whatever, it'd be like, okay, come on. I know you can try a little harder. I'm mad that I put on this battle armor because I don't know how to get out of it, and it makes me slower. I've never actually liked wearing this. But yeah, anyway, as far as casting Lynch is concerned, I think definitely an uglier man. I mean, maybe they could have uglied him up for the movie. I don't know. Yeah, they probably could have. I guess they probably could have done it with like makeup, perhaps some grotesque fake hair, just to make him look really unappealing. They maybe could have made that part work. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't even know if it was even a realistic plan. But there's got to be a way out of this armor, right? I think there is. I think I just don't know the controls. Let's find out. Let's see if there's a... In the... Oh. Help! By the way, the reason I have it in this resolution is to capture it. It's easier. Anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's rep my fucking shotgun for a minute. Actually, if they break the armor, that solves my problem. And I guess if it never breaks, then it's doing a good job. The thing is like, I don't know who I would cast for Lynch. Because I feel like the voice is one thing that I think is important for both characters. I feel like it's more important, honestly, that they sound like the characters than look like them. Which is why I thought of Ed Harris. Because I think Ed Harris also does kind of look like you could make him look like Kane pretty easily. You just give him the dead eye, grizzle him up a little bit. You know, it wouldn't be that big of a transformation. And I think his voice could have a very similar quality to how Brian Bloom plays the character. I don't know who could pull off a good Lynch. You'd have to get someone who carries the proper energy, of course. And again, I think you definitely would want to not cast someone who was too handsome, or at the very least was not afraid of like becoming unappealing for the role, right? Because like I think there is a thing with some actors. I think YMS on Sardonicast was pointing out with Jennifer Lopez in that movie Geely that she seems far more concerned with appearing like attractive at all times than with like acting, right? With like portraying a character. And I think there are some people in the business who are a little too concerned with their appearance, as opposed to like, you know, doing a good job. Because here's the thing, I mean, I can't really call myself an actor because I've only acted once, and it was in a fucking play. You know, I don't think there's any record of it in particular. Like, there might be like somebody who has like a recording of it. I don't know, but yeah, I was in a play in high school. I got cast as the scummiest fucking character imaginable, and I went all in. I did not fucking concern myself with the fact that I was portraying like this evil shitbag, this hateable, awful shitbag. And it's funny too because I guess I did a good enough job that people saw me around school after all the whole run was through, and they like looked at me like differently. Like people I didn't know were like staring at me like like, oh my god, that's that guy. And I was like, oh god. But, oh, those are fucking enemies. For some reason I thought those were my friends. My friends! Whoops. But yeah, I played a horrifying, just evil shitbag character. Yeah, I just got all in, man. I was just like, I don't know, I was just like channeling evil. And I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's so easy for me. I don't know, like, I can't just use my own experience and be like, oh, look at this. This is easy. Why doesn't everyone just do this? But like when I hear like stories about like I don't know Jared Leto being like I'm so in character when he's playing the Joker, and like the cameras aren't rolling anymore and he's just being like a shitbag off screen. It's like I don't get that because I played a really evil person apparently effectively from what everyone told me at the time. Like the fucking drama teacher who directed the play, she let me get away with some shit in class, like not necessarily doing good on my grades. She kind of did some creative things to keep my ass out of trouble, and for that reason, I won't say her name because I don't want. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say her name anyway, of course, but yeah, she. There's got to be a way out of this goddamn armor. I don't want to be in it for it to just explode, right? There's got to be a way. Wait. Would this be how? No, hold on. I gotta figure this out. I know there's a way, right? There fucking has to be. Please. Oh, I'm just clapping. Whatever. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I did a pretty good job at being an evil character. When I say evil, I mean this is like a guy who's like a privileged rich shithead who like I mean this is about to get gnarly here, so brace yourself if you don't like hearing about certain topics. It's all fictional at least, but yeah, he rapes the maid who works at his like mansion for his family, and she gets like sent away, and then when she has a baby, she comes back, and that baby is also a maid at the house. Now, I don't actually remember, based on what I just told you, how the baby was raised until it was old enough to work. I don't remember that part in particular. But the point is that that's my character's daughter, and when she's like 16 or something, I'm like trying to rape her. And it's just like, oh my god. It's the evilest character. He's such a shitbag. So yeah, when when I hear about like method actors like being shitbags in between takes and stuff, I just don't get it, because when I was what the fuck is happening? Am I hitting him? Okay, there we go. Because when I was like backstage, I was like, I don't know, cracking jokes with the rest of the cast. I was being friendly with them. Some of those people, like, dude, if I saw them now, I'd be hype. I had a good experience with pretty much everybody except for maybe one person, and that wasn't even at the time. That was just like after I found out some things about them that I don't know. It's not like anything horrible. It's just they were just kind of not the nicest people, but it's not a big deal, right? Anyway, my point being, like, I don't know. When I hear about that method actor stuff, I'm just like, I don't see it. I don't get it. Like, again, I don't want to say like just because I can do turn my acting switch on and off. I guess I don't think that means necessarily everybody can. I don't know. There's a joke in SNL that's kind of along the lines of what I'm talking about, where I can't remember what characters they're supposed to be. It's like three old people, played by cast members or whatever, are playing like old actors, right? They're all like retired and they're like ancient, and one of them is telling a story about working with Dustin Hoffman, right? And he says, you look absolutely wretched. And he says, well, it's because my character in the script has been awake for 3 days, so I've been awake for 3 days. And he says, oh, well, have you thought about acting, Dustin? It's like, he's right, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't have to do that in my case, right? I could just act like I'm fucking miserable and tired. It's not the hardest thing in the world, I don't think. Boy, this Lost Planet 2 playthrough is really weird. I'm talking about, like, method acting and shit for some reason. Yeah, anyway. That's just how I work sometimes. Just kind of weave around talking about just whatever shit. I'm probably annoying to talk to sometimes because my brain runs on all these tangents. Where it's like, while I'm talking about something, 3 other topics appear on the way. So it's like, okay, I gotta, like, I don't know, work those in. Ooh, is it time? Is it time for Professor Tongue? Professor Tongue is the nickname that my brother gave this enemy. And that's just his name. In my head, this thing is called Professor Tongue. So, when he shows up, that's it. That's canon. It's Lost Planet 2 canon. Professor Tongue is incoming. He must be. My teammate's shooting at something. What's he shooting at? He's not here yet. Not yet. Here he comes, right? Here he comes! Professor Tongue! Look at him, he's great! I love this fucking boss. This was a boss that was in the demo. Very memorable for me. I think this thing is pretty fun, because you can get eaten by it, and then you're inside of its body, like, wreaking havoc. It's really funny. Oh, there he is. Professor Tongue. He gets his name for a reason, alright? Oh, get fucked. Yeah, but some of the boss fights in this game are very, very fun and satisfying to work your way through, you know, blasting his legs off. Feels like you're getting something done. Hell yeah, I'm gonna infiltrate his body. I'm such a child. Alright, so yeah, we're going on a ride in his fucking innards, which is great. Great fun. It's gross that he has other Acrid living inside of him. It's very, like, disgusting. It's like a concept. He's just, like, these filthy, like, parasitic creatures living inside of him. I don't know how parasitic the relationship is, alright? I don't know the biology of Professor Tongue. I'm just saying. Oh no, it's the exploding ones. Alright, which part am I shooting? Is it that? It's gotta be that. Oh yeah. Get away, you freaks. Alright, when I do enough damage, I think I'll get flushed out automatically. Like, you can't... Yeah, I can't fight it. Oh my god! Ah! Ugh. Ah, what a fun game. Okay, go up here, get this data post while he's stomping around, having a fit. You know, I did not consider what things I had equipped when playing this game. When I say that, I mean... okay, I don't remember how to avoid that. I maybe would have had to have already been hiding behind something. Anyway... yeah, you have, like, abilities that you can equip. I don't know which ones I have. Didn't even consider it when I started the game. Probably doesn't matter, because I've been fine this whole time, so... First Strike. I know there's, like, medals for different things. I used to know how to maximize, like, every encounter. Not that I would be bothering right now, anyway. It's just, like... I definitely used to know all that stuff. Oh, he's opening his mouth again. I'm also not, like, going out of my way to get all the boxes and stuff. It's not that important. It's like, yeah, it'd be fun to unlock everything again, but, like, again, it's really not the most important thing to me. I mean, this boss fight is also fun because you do not have to get eaten by him to finish the fight. You could, you know, do this without ever entering his body. So, that is, I like that, because it's not like a mandatory step in fighting the boss. It's not like, oh, you have to get inside if you want to win, right? I mean, I wasn't even going to try to hide from that. There was nothing I could do to prevent that one. So I was already standing right here. Oh! I got killed by him for that! Okay, that was actually shocking. Didn't think I was going to die. Alright, first death of the run. Not happy about it. Dying in this game really pisses me off because of the thermal energy getting lost. Which, again, part of why I don't like playing on the higher difficulties in particular. Just gets too annoying. Okay. That's annoying that I had to die right when we were basically done. It's like, oh, cool. Holy shit! Yeah, okay, let's get the boxes best we can. Come on. Everybody do their stupid emotes. I know you're AI, but come on, please, do it! Do it! Come on, bots! No, I think the boxes are gone. Whatever. Come on. The other guy's over there. He's not going to do it. Alright, fine. Just get spit in my face for that one, huh? Oh, man. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Alright, first chapter, right? It's like the first full or no, wait. Was this the second chapter? I don't know. I lose track sometimes of, like, the segments of this game. Does it even say? It just says chapter results. It doesn't say, like, chapter what. So, I don't know. Okay. Episode cleared. Oh, no, wait. Episode. Okay, now we're on episode 2. Which... I'm trying to remember, because I have a few episodes that I'm like... I like, and then there's like 1 or maybe 2 that I never liked playing. I don't think I like this one the most at all. I think I kind of find this one sort of annoying. Also, good lord, it's dark. I'm sorry, what's the replacement for searchlights? I guess, I don't know, just having all night vision. Speaking of night vision. That is not great night vision. At all. Jeez. It highlights the enemies, I guess. It's not really that good. Well, anyway, here, I'm about where I wanted to stop anyway. I could have just quit at the prompt. So, that was fun. It's fun to play games. Save and return to title screen, please. Okay, so, yeah, that was fun. Lost Planet 2, pretty fun. Capcom, if you're gonna fix it, just fucking do it and put it back up for sale so that people can buy this game. Because otherwise, just put it back up for sale, because I fixed it. Anyone can fix this game if they get it. It's like annoying that we have to do that, but put it on sale with a warning that, like, you know, you have to do the thing that I did. I can't remember exactly what the steps were. It's really not that complicated, and it's minimally annoying to do it. But then when you do it, it just works. It's just like perfectly fine. So yeah. Anyway, that was enjoyable. Lost Planet 2, everybody. You know, a game that I wish... I'm just going to be talking for a little bit extra, and then, you know, I'll cut the stream. So anybody who's watching this back or whatever, if you don't care about this part, you can head out now. That's fine. But, yeah, I wish more thought was put throughout the years into preserving games and making them available, you know, in the long run, because there's lots of games that are like they were only ever released on like a console, and you know, eventually all those consoles are going to be gone, and you know, you can say emulators, but like here's a perfect example of emulation where it's not my best friend, and it didn't come save the day. Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay, that's on PS3 only. Maybe coming to PC in that second Konami Collection thing. Which, good God, I hope they actually do that, because that would be fucking wonderful to just have that on PC for once. So, let's say they never ported it, ever, and they never do, right? Eventually, there will be no more working PlayStation 3s in the world, right? Now, that might take a while, but it will happen. I don't think you can play that on PS4 or PS5. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can. Emulating that game is bullshit because it crashes. Now, that's a game that I like to play, because my relationship with most games is if I've seen the cutscenes, I'll skip them on a repeat playthrough. I always watch cutscenes the first time I play a game, though. But yeah, like, if I've played fucking Lost Planet 2 dozens and dozens of times, I'm not going to watch the fucking cutscenes every time I play it, right? However, no matter how many times I've played Metal Gear Solid, any of them, I always watch all the cutscenes, because that's part of the fun for me. Metal Gear Solid 4 has a lot of cutscenes. It is annoying to watch a ton of cutscenes, and then the game crashes, and you weren't even done with all the cutscenes, so you can't necessarily skip through them when you fucking get the game booted back up, because you might skip past what you hadn't seen yet, right? So, fuck. It's very frustrating trying to emulate Metal Gear Solid 4. So yeah, there's some games, though, that are just kind of, like, locked away. Army of Two. I haven't tried emulating Army of Two. Not the first one in particular, because I think the first one is kind of... it's like bordering on not being fun to play for me. Army of Two, the 40th Day, the second game, I find a lot of enjoyment in. Sucks ass that it was never made for PC, because I can't play it. I have a 360 in my closet. I don't think it works anymore, so... fuck me, I guess. You know, that's really, that sucks, because you know, I want to play that. I would also play the Devil's Cartel. You know, I would play all three of them, to be honest. Speaking of Army of Two, I'm making my statement right now. Army of Two deserves a reboot, not because it's an amazing series, but because you could make an amazing bunch of co-op games out of that idea easily, right? You could tell, like, a Salem and Rios story again. You could even change the way it plays out if you wanted to. I don't need it to stay faithful to the original canon or whatever. You could change the entire concept of what happens to those characters throughout the games. That's fine. But what you could do also is like you could have them, you know, in the first game where they're just kind of like freelance contracting around doing all this stuff all over the world. And then in the second game, you could replicate the 40th Day plot if you wanted to, or do something completely different. And then you could have it build up to a point where they're running their own PMC themselves. And then you play as, like, new characters who you customize, right? You make your own characters. And that would be so fucking fun, right? Like, there's a lot you could do with that. Bring it back. EA, if you don't want it, sell it to somebody who will do something with it. God damn it. Army of Two is enjoyable. And also very unavailable on PC as far as I know. I think is the first game... Can you play the first game on PC? I think that one might be the only one that's on PC. Maybe, right? And that's a maybe. I don't even know. Let me look it up. I'm just on this now. So... Nope. It's, yeah. All of these games were only available on fucking consoles. The second one was, oddly enough, also on PSP, I guess. Yeah, what a shame. Because, again, they're not, like, the most amazing games, but there's still things I would play again, so... Anyway, alright, rant over. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching if you showed up or whatever. It's you know... It's fun to do these nostalgia streams, just play something from further back. Some of these are obviously much older than others. Obviously, Dungeon Master is significantly older than fucking Lost Planet 2, but, you know. Anyway, see you guys next time.